Hello, and welcome to another episode of Live with Ms. KIR. Tonight is a special night in honor of National Poetry Month. So it's going to be an open mic tonight, and we have some great performers in the lineup. We have Genevieve Powell, we have Geronimo Speaks, Maya the Bee, Shy Moonlight, Poets and Spoken Word, and also Rosalia will be joining us later. So, with that being said, we're going to get this party started. Be breezy with us on this special Writer's Block presents. The Writer's Block presents open mic on Facebook. Long live the Writer's Block, established January 2009. And in honor of the Writer's Block, we're going to do celebrity birthdays. So here are the April celebrity birthdays. Drum roll.
Mhm.
We have Eddie Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Pharrell Williams, Martin Lawrence, Conan O'Brien, Kate Hudson, John Cena, Al Pacino, Lizzo, Jessica Alba, Barbara Streisand, Master P, Akon, Marvin Gaye, Jill Scott, representing North Philly, Keisha Knight Pulliam, Jasmine Sullivan, Kimberly Elise, and Billie Holiday. So those are the April celebrity birthdays. And for the non celebrity April birthdays, drum roll. Off of my friend list, we have Christine Moore, poet Richard Melvin, Tia Latasha. Me and Tia Latasha, we go back like stocking caps and waves, shell tops, Adidas, three finger nugget rings. Okay. Tia Latasha was my childhood friend. So her birthday is in April. We also have Genevieve Powell, one of our performers, Eric Williams, April Sturmel, Dana Brown, Sunday Seawright, Benita X, Maurice Huff, Stacey Reeves, and Black Ice from Chicago. So those are the April non-celebrity birthdays. So show your love for the non-celebrity birthdays of April and the celebrity birthdays. Show your love. Snap it up, folks. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into the open mic. And without further ado, welcome to the stage. We have prolific author of eight, not one, not two, not three, not even four, but eight. Eight self-published books. Welcome to the stage and show your love for Genevieve Powell, folks. Oh, and by the way, me and Genevieve, we go back to like stocking caps and waves. Show your love for Genevieve, folks. All right, Genevieve, do your thing.
All right, so this first piece is called Universe, inspired by Amiri Baraka. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Mars. Because Earth is ghetto as hell. And if I'm going to war, why not chill with Aries, the fire sign? And what would I take with me? A Nikki Giovanni book, a jazz record, and a blunt. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Saturn. Let's go ice skating until we are dizzy from the Milky Way fumes. Let's speak in space languages such as silence, because English isn't welcomed. Due to what it do to black people, if you listen closely, the universe will tell you all you need to know. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Jupiter. Colors matter in this one. It holds a significance, a power structure, a mass of anticipation. What or who is here with such energy? Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Neptune. Blue, oh blue you. Blues, jazz, classical you. Teach me how you speak music. Blue, oh blue, you, country music and hip hop, don't stop, blue. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Pluto. And I don't mean the dog on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I mean that child of the final frontier. Can you feel the spirit of Star Trek? Oh, Pluto, I scream your name. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Mercury. Isn't that a fish? Can you smell it, taste it? Do you have a Louisiana hot sauce to coat it? With a side of potato salad, black mama, get the grease ready for frying. Where is the black iron skillet? We are going to have a fish fry and you are invited. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, United States. Need I say more? It's going to be your ass if you F with me. Talk to me any kind of way. We don't do disrespect here. We do king and queen ish here. A diamond in the rough. So if you were here, I wouldn't try to act tough. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Venus, where women are made of. Our coarse hair, our thick legs, thick lips, thick accent, full hips, breasts that can feed everyone. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Earth. The moon is too cold and the sun is too hot, so here we are, back to the human race where human isn't even as important as the story of the zodiacs and sent me back here. My job is to spread the word, but Earth isn't ready for the truth of whom we are. Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet. Next stop, Earth, into millions of pieces. Those pieces are the stars. But you're not ready for that conversation, are you? Because we travel the spaceways from planet to planet.
Okay,
A simple
Genevieve.
piece. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Show your love,
Second
folks,
piece,
again
final
for
candle.
Genevieve Powell. In the comments section, North Philly's
Knowledge
finest is
makes.
in the building.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Okay.
I just said in the comments, North Philly's finest is in the building. Um, Poessa said Earth is ghetto, and Stephanie Seeger said yes, nice. So those are the comments. You have another one, Genevieve, before you roll out like Ludacris?
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's see. This one is called Final Candle. Knowledge makes a black man unfit to be a slave. Say it loud for the Negroes in the back of the bus. And it's my milk that's flowing through your veins. Say it louder for the crackers in the front of us. Pour libations for the children, their blood on the streets, blood from our youth, light the final candle for the lost, blood on the leaves and blood at the roots. Let's smoke to this tragedy because no one cares if we are raggedy and bent over. Spread your cheeks and cough. Take your black off and bend over. That white woman's lipstick is still on your collar. Take that imitation noose from around your neck that's covering your true color. Light the candle for the lost. Burn everything that we don't own down, no matter the cost. Too many of our leaders are dying. Too many of our mothers are crying. You want me to kiss your ass for a small paycheck and disrespect? Where is my reparations? You sabotage my reputation. Knowledge makes a black woman unfit to be a slave. Say it loud for the Negroes in the back of the bus. It's a black man's generation flowing in my veins. Say it louder for the crackers in front of us. Pour libations for the truth. Blood on the sheets, blood we use. Light the final candle for the lost. Blood on the leaves and blood at the roots. And then you got.
Okay, Genevieve. That was very Nikki Giovanni.
Yeah.
I got those Nikki Giovanni vibes from that. Yes. All right, everybody,
Yes.
show your love again for Genevieve Powell because she got to roll out like Ludacris.
Girl.
Thanks, Genevieve.
I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all time.
You too,
Thank
sis.
you. Love you too.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Be breezy. Okay. Next up is Rosalia. Show your love out there, Facebook, YouTube for wait, where'd you go, Rosalia? Uh-oh. What happened, Rosalia? Where did you go? Okay. I'm back. Um, okay. Let's try this again. Here's Rosalia. Okay, so our little technical difficulties, but we back. All right, next up we have show your love, folks, out there, YouTube land, Facebook land, whatever land you are watching. Show your love to Rosalia. Snap it up.
Thank you, everybody. I just want to say my nerves, like, it doesn't get old how you approach the stage, no matter how long you've been doing this. But I want to share this with y'all because I started it and I didn't get to end it. So this is the full picture of where I was getting at when we got together with Mr. Mz.KIR.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited. That's how the song goes. The song they sing before they ban and burn the books that show you how to find the strange fruit that they've hidden in plain sight. Beautiful, beautiful America, who never loved nobody. You can't have this bloodline that I brewed with witch's brew. You are cursed and falling for your own lies, falling steadily into a state of chaos while weaponizing weather modification machines inhabit your spacious skies. Planes drop like quiet weapons for your silent wars, and there's still no answers for your beloved, who believe you love them when you don't. No, baby. You can't have this bloodline that I brewed with witch's brew. They are too good for your schools, your jails, your morgues. In times of war, you can be all that you can be and do all that you can do, but can you really redirect karma? Maybe just prolong her. And no one, I mean, no one is coming to save you when you fall. Not your make-believe heroes from make-believe stories, not your make us believe we are less than allegories. No one is coming to save you because you starved us all.
Rosalia, girl, I know you can sing, girl. Okay. Folks, show your love for Rosalia, okay? Leave those snaps and hearts in the comments, okay? Because I did not know. Okay? Show your love for Rosalia, folks. Come on, show your love. Yes, girl. Yes. Rosalia album in stores coming soon. um. Okay, I don't know what happened to our next performer, which was going to be Geronimo Speaks. However, he will be on live with Miss Kier on April 25th, I believe.
He said he's here. He's probably backstage.
Yeah, but it's not showing up on my end though.
He probably got to go back.
Yeah, can somebody type in the chat for him to go out and come back?
I got it.
Thank you, Rosalia.
You're welcome.
Oh, I think this is him.
Okay.
Yes.
He probably heard us.
Okay. Next to the stage, we have Geronimo Speaks. Show your love, folks out there, for Geronimo Speaks. Come on, clap it up, Snap. All
Yeah,
that good stuff.
okay, y'all can see me now. I'm good.
See
Yes,
you.
we
All
see
right.
you.
Okay, pardon. Okay. My name Geronimo Speaks. I'm from the South Side of Chicago, and yeah. I'll talk about a little bit where I'm from. Um, it's crazy. Where I'm from, I done seen Ting swinging an arm like a musketeer. Now the powers that be pulling the strings, they don't give a damn about a puppeteers. I used to be a bulldog in the streets. I done seen some things that'll bring a pup to tears. 29th of February, I done spend so much life I can leap years. Killers on my block, don't care about your life or theirs. Real life Thanos, as soon as he snap, half the hood disappears. And I gotta weigh the options, cause any given day I can be on the other end of an obscene. Every time it's an obscene, it's obscene. Am I seen? Am I seen? Because they want to drop on nigh, Visine. They carry arms to give shots, vaccines, and leave wives living single, Maxine. So trust to understand Afghanistan. Because terrorists been took over the block. The hands of time won't even hold my clock. Gave it to an hourglass. I guess that's why I flip every hour's pass. My mind spent off more than the power cash. Walk a day in my shoes. Life can get colorful money, monopoly cash. That's why I hit these stages and try to raise wisdom. Socrates died, forcing y'all to dissect what's inner. Biology class. And sometimes I still don't make the best decisions. It's some things I'm still working to face. Esthetician, too many emotional black scar walls, and I'm on a set collision. I get my last breath of vision. I know people who can afford the clothing brand Off-White, flat on sight, but off life. And I'm just here to put a mirror to your mirror. I'm a young god, a theologian. Blood don't make us close, but my hemoglobin is compared to Zeus and Odin. One time, I even told this BD from O Block, stop carrying the energy of an Ogun and start carrying the energy of an Ogun. Even asked him, what's the science? How does this add up? Unfortunately, biology and math was the class he got F's in. Now he's broke on the block swinging at FN. He even asked me back, well, what do you believe in? Well, me, I am Yahweh, God. He said, stop lying. You ain't in the streets, beasting. I never said that. I said, well, me, I am Yahweh. Ain't that God? Even with a cold stand tattoos, he's fragile. Posting blocks, dodging cops. He's agile, but fragile. Toting Glocks, robbing ops. He's baffled, but fragile. And me, I never seen warfare as blood spills at the river of Jordan. But I've seen Ford's Blair as blood spills over a pair of Jordans. I never seen the streets of Chile, but I'm from Chicago, where the streets get Chile. And no matter how many times we hit these stages, and yeah, rewind up. It won't change the fact that our streets are moderate day. We'll wind that. It won't change the fact that our streets are moderate. We'll wind that. It won't change the fact that our streets are a catalyst to decline blacks. We find gats and crates on freights. And lately, my faith been in faith. Because even without the H, faith is still in faith. Like even without the H, hell is still an L. And I'm just trying to bring the truth for vision. Even my nephew like, don't forget, it's a pipeline, school or prison. Like instead of pulling up to the Chicago high school, Morgan Park. He just should pull up to the morgue and park. They be sharp with the nap for the GDs, but won't sharpen the number two for a GD. We was warriors, militant, panthers, fighters, and lately it seemed like we smoked so many black and miles that we become passive, black and mild. So what you smoking now? That's that beef.
Eesh.
Woo! Geronimo, that smoke came through
Yes.
my phone. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Woo. Okay. All right. Next up we have drum roll. Maya the Bee. Show your love, folks, for Maya the Bee.
Hey, y'all gonna put me after him though? Sure, I gotta switch it up. I was gonna do an oldie first, but uh okay. I'm a shadow of your conscience, just a correspondence. When that devil on your shoulder bicker with your angel, I'm mutual, neutral, not religious, but spiritual. My vision's a different visual, unusual to some. We come from one God, but beat different drums. I'm not saying it's odd, but we speak in different tongues. You a sinner claiming you a saint in restraint. Propagandas, enhancing enchantments. How many commandments have you broken as of late? I'll wait. While you holding them stones, you gonna drown. That weight is weighing you down. Cause don't nobody wanna listen to a fake king with a crooked crown made of plastic, hypocrites with wits like elastic, enthusiastic, swearing your truth is the real truth. That's classic. Christianity, humanity, 101, grasping the gravity of our nature. We're all made from one creator. No one human is greater. We all fall short of his favor. Here's a thought. While you're caught up with distraction, chasing satisfaction, pushing others about our infractions, your demon's scheming with you, pulling your strings, getting you to do things related to your hatred of sin, violating your religion, causing you to judge men. Only God can judge me because your opinion clouds your judgment. And if your judgment is discriminate, then you just broke your covenant. Is that what God's love meant to do? We all make mistakes and bad choices, listen to other voices, but that doesn't mean he loves me any less than he loves you. I smoke, I drink, I got plenty of tattoos, but I refuse to give in to your views. You must be confused. You can't lock me out of heaven. God got them screws. I accepted my savior. I read the good news. Stop using God to hide behind your opinion. When you scare bees from honey, then you become the villain. I apologize for the repetition, but my fellow Christians need to recognize the imposition. So I wrote this exposition, hoping whoever needs to hear this will actually listen and take a lesson. One of my favorite verses from the Bible is John 8:7. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Let your neighbor know they're not alone. Take the hand, lead in the tone, because a sin is a sin, and one's not greater than the other. We may take different paths, but we can still love one another. You can still be a friend. So don't caption me with that trend, because in the end, I'm still a Christian.
Woo! Maya, girl. Show your love out there, folks. Show your love. And back to the comments real quick. Uh Genevieve said, beautiful, and 3 snaps. Donna Banks has entered the building and she says, hello, everyone. Stephanie Seeger said, wow. Donna Banks gave 1, 2, 3, 4 snaps. Stephanie Seeger said, what? I'm going to do it in my DMX voice. What? Um, Genevieve said, snap, brother. That was for Geronimo. And Poesson said, this is poetic music. Love the transition. And Stephanie Seeger said, okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks. Next up, drum roll, please, for Shy Moonlight. Show your love, folks.
What's up, y'all? Peace, everybody. I am Shy Moonlight, and I'll just get into this piece. It's only right that I do this. Oh, yeah, okay. It's only right that I do this, given that it's Jill Scott's birthday. So this piece is called Jill's Daughter. I am Shy Moonlight, daughter of Jillscott. If not for her, there would be no me. Picture it, it was the year 2000. Showtime at the Apollo faded into BET Soul, and I saw myself in her cheekbones. Her eyes, her smile, and the tone of her voice left me mesmerized as she ever so eloquently threatened to peel a chick's muffin cap back blue. 5.99 or something like that. I had no idea this genre existed. So I snuck around my parents who were super saved in the following days and soon found myself taking a long walk around the park after dark. She was a poet, and I wanted to do that too. So I read the moments, the minutes, the hours straight through. I had always kept a diary, but writing my first poem felt different. I became a poet in that instant, and I never looked back, even when I tried to. Poetry became my confidant. My only form of expression, poetry became love. Love, always all capitalized. In 2009, I went to my first open mic. Hey, pretty people. Yes, I finally found my people, but I stayed silent in the corners of these venues for years. Went to every Neo Soul Sunday, the session live, and random shows in between, but it wasn't until last year that I made my way from the page to the stage. Slowly, surely. Within a month, I had done my first open mic, and 3 months in, found Shyla Moonlight, a voice long overdue to be heard, so I will be. And I'm going to do all of the poetry things, every workshop, erotic show, and slam. I've been silent for long enough. Y'all going to find out exactly who I am. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the House of Yams, where the smell of honey molasses, ebony majesty, chocolate brown sugar, and sweet epiphanies linger in the air of my boudoir, where my divine feminine commands attention. Okay, let me get back to shy. I am Brittany, Executive Secretary of Peace. I am New Danger's own Lieutenant Ani. I am shy. Swahili for the personification of destiny, moonlight, sunlit and ever changing. I am the daughter of spoken word and neo soul royalty. Peace, Earth.
Shy girl, yes. I love that poem the first time you said it, and I love it now, girl.
I
Okay.
had to do it. Had to. Had to.
I'm just gonna go listen to Jill Scott
Okay.
now. Like at this point, I'm ready. My playlist is about to hit. I'm about to be in my little office just chilling. Okay.
All right, folks. Next up, we have drum roll. We've got Poessence Spoken Word. Show your love, folks. Poessence.
Okay, let me stop playing. No, seriously. Um, I kid, I kid. Oh, goodness. All right, I have a new piece. Just worked on it the other day after somebody asked me to go in my crates. I'm not gonna say who. Whisper in the wind. Hold melodies to songs. Hold melodies and songs under one's breath. The lessons learned captured tears left in the origamic figures shaped like happy memories. Symmetry happens when plans align in the mind, distorted by random patterns of segmented thoughts. The sandstone wipes away footprints once made, fade like Polaroid pictures left in the sun. Laughter echoes in empty rooms, assumed to have never been heard, yet bellow loud enough to repeat twice. Night and days brings out stars, and sometimes the shadow of the moon makes shadows of gloom in the eyes of darkness. Spark a flame and stare into the fire. See the amber flicker as the glow appears in the midst of those heartfelt tears. In peace.
Okay. Yes. Out there, Facebook land, show your love for our performers tonight. Yes, they're on fire. Power to the poets of National Poetry Month. Yes. Okay. Back up to the stage. we have Rosalia.
Right. I'm not going to preface this poem. I'll just tell you. It's called Who Do I Have to Be for You to Believe Again? Apparitions distract us both at nighttime. Or is that what I am to you? Lying in sweet honey, suspended in the moment before we clean up the mess, make up our bed, before we made up our minds, disappearing behind each other's eyelids. Midnight marauding never promised to be fly after nighttime. Since night nurses fill in the voids that existed before I opened up old wounds and took residency inside of you. In turn, you love me internally. Me inside your mind, you between my thighs. Night nurse on call for open heart surgery. But she done worked the root. Got an angel to dance in the sky and perform an emergency. We said our names backwards together because your love was supposed to evolve me. Feels like I'm not going to finish the sentence without having a healthy spell check, looking into hollowed eyes like, where is the evidence? Tell me my medicine. But you forget me just as soon as you put me back together again, till we back together again. And I bend over backwards to receive your instructions. Tell me who I have to be.
Okay, Rosalia. Yes, girl. All right, folks. Tilt your hats to the side, drink your tea, and be breezy with us because we being breezy tonight on this first Friday of April. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Next up, again, returning back to the stage. Show your love. Drum roll. Geronimo speaks.
We both came in broken in two. But for some reason, I began to judge how many pieces she had broken in two. See, my perception said I was only broken in two. And she had all these shards, too many to count. And she was saying, shouldn't matter as long as I can count on you. And she could. Well, at least that's what I like to believe. So one of them shards nicked me and I began to bleed. And instead of handing over care, I just stopped picking up the phone, picking up for dates. But she loved me enough to pick up the slack, huh? Figure that. All these broken pieces, and I'm the one who wants to break up, put the brakes on us. The irony, before there's a breakdown, try to tell I need a breakdown, she's broken. See, every shard was sharp, and every shard had a name on it, and every shard had the same owner. And every time I would try to pick up the pieces, a different shard would leave me bleeding. That was daddy issues. And I try to band-aid the wound, but lately ain't been enough tissue for my tears or her tears. And I know it's different levels to emotions. For her, it's like every tear got a tear, and we argue facts against feelings. It's never fair. That was past trauma. And no matter how many times the drama is avoided, that's still a void that we can't avoid. What we doing, hurting and healing. And I chose them both, wanted me to see it through a different glass. Even that was broken. Kaleidoscope, deception and depression. And I collided both, what my heart bleeds and what my mind needs. And I could lie to both. And it's whatever floats my boat. But she's drowning in the sea of sorrow. And the only life raft I got is, hey, baby girl, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Why she be taking that from me, huh? Took a peek in her phone and she got me saved in there as hubby. Scrolled down to my phone and it just say bonus buddy. Like, why she be loving me so absolute? Leaving be my biggest attribute. Ask any ex, most say it, but even shattered into pieces, she's still beautiful, mosaic, but she's so jaded. Everything is what Jay did. She said I even smell like a dog. No, that's just Jay scent. And I'm so adjacent. How can I judge a silver tongue when mine's is gold plated? Well, go on, play it, go on, play it. How could some so tired of me be so tired to me? She said it's a rap, no cap, why linger? But I know no matter how many times I throw my hands up, she'll always be wrapped around my finger. Told I want that love that's celestial, extraterrestrial, something that can reach Venus. She say, wow, when you sit next to Serena. And I'm playing games, tennis, out here searching for my idea what a 10 is. And I'm dying on that hill while she's dying just to heal. Dang. Said I'm dying on that hill while she's dying just to heal. So yeah, we both came in broken in two. But for some reason, I began to judge how many pieces she had broken in two. Why, when hurt is looking you square in the face, all you want to do is talk around it? I guess with shattered pieces of fragmented relationships I laid on the table, who's really counting? Sorry, shorty. You know,
Mm.
that's that piece.
Goodness.
Ooh, smoking in my Jim Carrey voice. Okay.
I had to unmute. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Woo. Okay, we're gonna go back to the comments real quick. Let's see. Poessa said yes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snaps. Donna Banks said all of you poets are fierce. Genevieve did 2 snaps. Stephanie Seeger said fire. And yes, girl. And Dollar Flex, the laughing emoji. And then Poessence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 snaps. And Stephanie Seeger said, love it. Dollar Flex said, great. Chantel Fitzgerald has entered the building. Hey, Chantel. Haven't seen you in a while. And she says, nice poem. And Stephanie Seegers also said, nice. So show your love again, folks, for our fantastic performance tonight in honor of National Poetry Month. Power to the poets. Power to the poets. Yes. Next up, back to the stage. We have drum roll. Maya the Bee.
All right, let me go ahead and do this oldie of mine. What do you do when the pain stops hurting, but the heart is still broken? Numb to my scars. You can't fix a wound you can't reach. It's like trying to scratch an itch that's too deep. Twisting and turning, there is no relief. I feel stuck inside a busted body that doesn't fit me. Like the snake that bit me, I can't shed, and the life before me is dead. But I carry these scales that rot my existence. Not every battle is won by persistence. Knowing how to survive is not enough to live. No one wants to spend their life being held captive. I don't want to spend my life adapting to the mishappenings of my past. I don't want to live a life I wasn't supposed to outlast. Becoming a zombie in the world, trying to find meaning, leaning on darkness, trying to get deported, feeling heartless with a heart that should have been aborted. What's a soul that feels expressionless in its meaning to exist? This skin is my coffin. I feel like I'm rotten. This heart is an orphan, cold and confused, lost and forgotten. If I could claw my way out of this grave and dig through the dirt, who's to say I'd be alive long enough just to feel the complete hurt of this body and revert back to the dust? It's like a journey to nowhere. Could it be overrated? Burning scars beyond scars that hasn't yet healed? Why should I become vulnerable to a world that doesn't seem real? Why do we struggle to find treasure at the bottom of a tomb, only to be reincarnated inside Mother Nature's womb? We laugh at the religions that seem a bit bizarre, but your practices aren't completely off from where their teachings are. It's the same concept to the belief that new life can be created. I believe in one God, but my father's words leave me jaded. If everything's based on love, then why all this space for hate? Man was given free will, so you let another man choose my fate and expect me to turn the other cheek? That's sweet. I don't find this amusing, but the choice of words gives thrust to the bruising. I can't win for losing. It doesn't make sense. This past became the essence of my future at what expense? So if I end up in hell through this purgatory, that's my fail. I don't write the rules to this doctrine, but there's no exemption to this toxin. If the dead can live on, then I'm proof to the fiction. I never had the control, but I'll bear my conviction.
Yes. Yes, girl. Yes. Show your love, folks. Show your love for our wonderful performers. All right. Next up, back to the stage. Drum roll. Show your love again for Shy Moonlight.
So, when I was a guest on Mz.KIR's wonderful show, I did a poem for my oldest daughter. Today I'm going to do one that was inspired by my youngest. As many of you may know, April is also Autism Awareness Month. So, this piece is for specifically my youngest, but I have 2 children on the spectrum. That my child will be born healthy, without physical, mental, or developmental disease, disability, or disorders. I prayed this prayer daily while my last baby baked. I had done the same for her brother about 4 years before. Now, fast forward. We hadn't been home for long before I realized that something was different about her. She wasn't quite a year old when she woke up in the wee hours of the morning inconsolable, screaming bloody murder, shedding tears indicative of excruciating pain. That night, we left the emergency room with an assumed ear infection as they could not accurately assess her through her strained cries. It must have gone untreated for quite some time because I cannot tell you the next night that any of us slept tight. It was the constant rocking and tiptoe walking. She started and then stopped talking. It was clear to me all the while everyone around us had every excuse other than the obvious. More than a few people told me, just give her time. That when she was ready, she'd do things that she should be already. And the ever dismissive, ain't nothing wrong with that baby. As if I said there was. Because who am I but her mama? Tasked with more than just raising her, it is my responsibility to see her, not allow these types of things slip past me. Her differences make Her differences don't make her less worthy. They simply require a different approach. It is persistent advocacy, early intervention, therapy after therapy, wait lists, IEPs, unexpected early dismissals, an amazing amount of tolerance. Songs and movies on repeat. Songs and movies on repeat. Songs and movies on repeat. The repetition soothes her sensitivities. Overstimulation causes unusual hand movements. It's called stimming. Uncertainty, hypersensitivity, and epiphanies. Do I too have a touch of autism? There is no rest for the weary. I stay on high alert, head stays on the swivel. If she's out of my sight, even for a second, that is far too long. You see, she was my only planned baby. Being her mother has certainly changed me, and while people make it seem like I'm doing something amazing, I am just being her mama. I didn't choose this life for either of us. Never would I ever. Message. Parenting a differently able child is as big a blessing as it is frustrating. And the thing about neurodiversity is that it doesn't look like anything, but somehow looks like everything. Peace.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I stumbled through that one because it is unfinished and it is a little hard to get through. That piece is very close to me. So
Show your love, folks, again for Shy Moonlight. Okay, back up to the stage. Drum roll. Poetic spoken word.
Just pull out the book real quick.
That's right, girl. Pull that book out. Let
Would you
everybody
mind
know.
just
Okay.
let it dance across the stage real quick? Hmm, let me see.
Get the book,
Oh,
folks. Get the book.
it's called Still Footprints and Verses. Hmm. This one is called A Letter Never Mailed. For he heard every tear that fell, and silent prayers never scripted, and the darkness always carried light. My struggles were not battles I was to fight. At that moment, the image became so clear to me. Jesus, oh, I need thee. In the midst of the dark room, I yell out, Jesus. For who can I run to when the world can't keep me? I'm not perfect, but I want to write freely. Share the cares of my heart. Life gets scary, but who can I send this to? Supervenience on life's hidden paths, only to fall to the blackness, has my vision blurred through perception that viewed errors. I feel forgotten by those that claim to love me, but only inconvenience. I sought guidance in empty places, hoping to hear your voice whisper to me, my child, I got you. Seeking assistance, the light gets darker and deeper, and all I want is for you to hear me. Fear seeped in, and these thoughts run rapidly, for I've spoken words of help, but no one can hear me. Soaking in awe, my spirit can't seem to be saturated. I sit in a crowded room with words unable to be written. A letter never mailed.
Show your love, folks. Poessence. Go get that book, folks. Go get that book. Show them that book again, Poessence. Let them see it. Okay? Yes, girl. All right. Round 3. Back to the stage. Show your love again for Rosalia.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a part of this.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. So I wrote this poem for my grandmother, for me, for all the little girls that struggle with finding beauty in their natural self. For my grandmother, who 2 tumors later understood the evils of taming with relaxers what God made to be wild. For the wonderfully awkward little child trying to rescue the beauty stuck behind the mirror when she smiles. Water, wide tooth, and rat tail comb in hand, she goes to battle with the generational curses full of lies that are entangled in her strands. For each indifferent little coil that peeped through a fresh silk press on a hot and humid day. For the way the natural rhythm of my hair causes water droplets to dance and sway. For 3-4B and 3-4C, each of the 4 curl patterns growing from my scalp simultaneously, I put an end to the trend of finding fault in the creative design, frying, dyeing, perming, gelling, growth oil drowning, flat ironing, and lace melting. An end to the beauty industry creating insecurities just to sell me illusions of what normal should be. Literal solutions full of chemicals made to deactivate my alchemy.
Yes. Show your love again for Rosalia, folks. Okay. Real quick to the comments. Chantel Fitzgerald said, broke that down. Nice, brother. I guess she was talking about Geronimo. Stephanie Seeger said, wow, dope. And Chantel gave a clap and finger snap, or I'm not sure what that is, emoji. And then she said, yes, clap. Stephanie Seeger said fire. Donna Banks gave 1, 2, 3, 4 snaps. Stephanie Seeger said, oh my, that was deeply felt. She said yes. And my cousin, Zaranya Lewis, has entered the building. Hey, cousin. Um, Also, Dollar Flex said it's a great book. And Zarania Lewis, I can't see any more of her comments. And Donna Banks said, love it. And my cousin Zarania Lewis said, love it. So those were the comments. And now back to the stage. Drum roll, please. Geronimo speaks.
You got a fairy tale type of love. The type of love that Sprite speaks in fairies tale type of love. Never capping. The type of love that always ends and never after. Books and nooks and endless stories, because every day is a new chapter. Because when you love, being bit by the love bug, you begin to love hugs as you're intertwined reading the love plug. You understand me? I know it's easy to believe love is just a fantasy, but you will start searching, and I'm just a fan to see. Peter Pan, you made the boy fly, so trust me, we'll never land. No pumpkins and cherry-ice. We function at Marriott, you're lovely. Especially when you're sneezy, dopey, grumpy, or even moody. Ironic how I begin to dream when you're a sleeping beauty. Maybe we all had our share of fake love we wanted to end up with forever. But she prayed to God to Cinderella if the shoe fits. We love in whispers and fall deep as hearts parts from loose lips. Y'all ever saw love and melody? I'm the head, you're the body, and without the head, you'll fall, Penelope. And when it's love, she'll always pick up, call her, text her. They say love is usually Snow White, but I just got a melanated type of texture. And if love you ain't right, I guess we're wrong here. Rapunzel, you belong here. And sometimes past scars from hearts can make a retreat until it's like we're oceans apart. I tell her, you a shell of who you are no longer. I just love on her and love on her and love on her. So whenever I see shells, I just put some mo on her. Moana, right? And sometimes hearts can grow frozen. Well, I guess I'm in love with Elsa, because really, who Elsa? Be a beauty so refined they can turn a beast into a prince, Bella. And I know my man's Prince Charming. But I'll never be on the fence, darling. Let's evolve into falling. Blame it on gravity or evolution or Newton or Darwin. Or let's not give it a name worth calling. Let's just be all in. And if ever we explain it to friends, we'll say it has the power to last until we're great and old. Turn straw to gold, make the earth's axis tilt in. This woman will give me my firstborn. No Rumpelstiltskin. Just fingertips on silk skin. It's wonderful. Wonder Woman, the secrets in your eyes could make Stevie wonder. I'm just wondering. You want to fall into a rabbit hole of fidelity and wake up Alice in Wonderland? So skip a Jack and Jill. I'm trying to jack your jilted heart and love you from the start. So when it comes to marriage, I ain't dragging along. You're my princess in the tower. I'm here to slay this dragon alone. Because it's a fairy tale type of love. Something to really capture. The type of love that starts with once upon a time, but begins with ever after. A fairy tale type of love. You know? That's that piece.
Show your love for Geronimo Speaks, folks. Yes. And back to the stage. Drum roll. Maya the Bee.
Now, as humans, we all sin. It's in our nature to begin with. Everything is good until it becomes excessive, obsessive, like a pat on the back. You thinking because you scheming you deserve more than that. That's when pride becomes your guide and your worlds start to collide. Believing you a god, stunting like a facade. Your game may be dope. You got more sheep than the Pope. But who you really hope got your back when your back's against the ropes, huh? It's a pity indeed when pride becomes your downfall because of the greed. Success is just the opinion of the body that feeds it. Happiness is never guaranteed just because you decreed it. Power is just a potion of the magician who conceived it. Wealth is an imaginary number that's never infinite. This life is limited. Then you bust. You just lust for adjustment. Craving ish you never had to begin with, really no control of your soul like the devil's puppet. Sexual healing got you feeling you're entitled to covet. How could it be so wrong when it feels so good? The greatest gift that God gave us is always misunderstood. And I envy the crook who never went by the book, 'cause he was too uneducated to give it another look. They say ignorance is bliss, and there's a lot of truth to this. 'Cause if you don't know where you're coming from, then you don't know where you're going. Nobody ever bothered to show him, so he just stopped growing. If Forever Young was a real melody, then there lies your real jealousy. You're just glutton for gluttony. Suddenly, isolating your company, triggered by stress, consumed with distress, trying to find room to digest the food you ingest. Your mood is infested with the grief you invested, trying to swallow your feelings, but your chest is congested. Time to cut away the fat. There ain't no more room for that. But when I bounce back, you gonna feel my wrath. Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. This is my greatest sin of all. Y'all have been forewarned. I can't do my Lord's bidding, but that doesn't calm my storm. I gotta let my demons out before I can become reformed. My anger has no management that can be maintained. But if I pop a couple pills, maybe I can contain it. But that's another addiction. I don't want to explain it. Just another prescription to fit my arrangement. And if you think you better than me, then remember, we shared the same cloth. I may not share your energy, but we're both different kinds of sloths. You may just be here for the grain, but I'm here to heal from my pain. Progress is still success, only faltered in vain. And that's your seven deadly sins that you and I may contain.
Yes.
Okay, Maya. Maya the B, hip hop album coming soon, folks.
Right, right.
Audiobook. Audiobook.
Next up, drum roll, please. Back to the stage, Shy Moonlight.
I call this piece balance. My LPC, THC, and SSRI keep me level. Each are equally necessary, one balancing out the other, but all working together in my favor. Trust me, I tried straight faith prayer and supplication. I figured that he would be all that I need, and if I just laid these things at his feet, he would take these struggles away from me because when it rained down on me, it poured until flood waters rose, leaving just my nose set atop. God, why? Because you know I can't swim. And now I am panicking and drowning in stress and depression. I want to give up and go down, but they are depending on me. So you see, emotional intelligence had to be my life raft. When everyone brushed off my sincere cries for help, sometimes disguised in laughter but never lies, I vehemently sought out therapy, and sis is a perfect match for me. She is a black woman like I requested, but turned out to be so much more than I expected. Sis is sister locked, sleeved, and in Greek, a divine nine pairing made in self care heaven. She helped unpack parts of my past, long ago stored on shelves in my mind I hadn't seen in years. And I'm proud of you from her nearly brings me to tears because she knows me. She knows me, not this version of me that you see today. Okay. So let's just say that I do not condone, refer, or suggest, but if you have something infused that I can drink or I can chew, then maybe I'll take two because it just elevates my body and mind. I tend to be a little more creative and productive in these times, and I actually have an appetite. Otherwise, eating can sometimes be a struggle for me. So, yes, occasionally, recreationally, I may or may not partake in some THC. Then there's my medication. I used to be ashamed to admit that I take it. I fell into the thought process that taking something man made would surely make things worse, and soon found out that no, worse is when I don't. When I try on my own to regulate my mind and it just won't. And since I know it doesn't, I take it every day. A selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor is a classification of medications taken by many for so many different reasons, but most importantly, just know that for most, it helps us feel the way we would should our portion have been chemicals naturally in balance. But since it wasn't, it takes work to find the perfect formula. Exactly what works for me may not work for you, but regardless of everything else, stay true to what you know you need. Keep your head up, be a good person, and sow good seeds. Just find your balance. Peace.
Yes. Okay. Next up, returning back to the stage, drum roll. Poessence, spoken word.
It is I. I'm back again. All right, this poem is in this book.
That's right, girl.
A
Show that
journey,
book. Let them see
a
it, girl.
journey to
Let them
her
see it.
eyes. A poet's journey of poetry. Yes, one more time, one more time. Okay, okay. All right. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Nights like this. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Sad thing is that I had to meet hurt in order to embrace the love that he was so willing to give without asking me. To be his everything, he's just comfortable with me, just as I am. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Action never spoke loud enough. I still doubted his intentions with me. His action should have been enough to convince my homegirl doubt when he showed up with all the weapons prepared to knock down every wall, making sure to be gentle. That ice pick pricked away the memories of lonely nights and rainy days, placing his hand over every scar. Blinded, I couldn't see the difference between friends or foe, cause nights like this, I wish. Persistence reared its ugly head. They partied all the time in my head, and when I tell you, they protected me though, kept me safe from making yet another bad decision. Reverse to my best friend Ping, she has rounded up a group of doubt, fear, and insecurities. Because nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. He said, if he is to be my king and I his queen, then my position will never be that of a servant. He spoke reassuring phrases to my wounds. He who showed me that my presence was enough to make him smile, that my all is not required, that my strength doesn't intimidate him. Then one day, I met him. Nights like this, I slowly watching my own reflection deteriorate. I mean, I came with scratched up exterior. I'll never be a 10, so I should just accept anything. I right my wrongs. Maybe I'm just too strong. A man wants an obedient woman. Can I lower myself for him? Pain became my friend on silent days and lonely nights, fighting moments of sadness. The after effect were blackouts and thunderstorms. Anguish caused doubting questions to erupt from my brain like, am I worthy of love from him? I mean, I just want to know that my complete self is enough for him. Simple enough. Nights like this, I wish. Dark times need no dry eyes, soft sighs of yearning and learning. Forecast showing clear skies while raining on the inside. Took me for a ride, leaving pieces of shrapnel lodged in my right atrium. Not hurt before I became acquainted with love's personality because nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. In peace.
Yes. Yes. Okay, we're gonna go back to the comments real quick.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
My cousin Saranya Lewis said, love it, work it. Donna Banks said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finger snaps. Stephanie Seeger said, wow, love it. Francisca Nunez. Hey, Francisca. She's in the building and she said, love it. Awesome. So those were the comments so far, folks. Are y'all enjoying this wonderful lineup tonight? Because I know I am. Show your love in the comments for our wonderful performers on this National Poetry Month. Okay? Power to the poets. Power to the poets. All right. See. This is going to be our last round for the night. Next week, we'll have some more performers. So with that being said, welcome back, Rosalia, folks.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to end with something personal. The poem is called I Would Have Named You Ocean. I would have named you Ocean to follow in the magic of your sister Yemaya. Ocean like Oshun, the deity that is remembered before us red-blooded women speak our first word. Encharmed in our smiles from birth, goddess of abundance and love and heritage and culture. That's how the world will have to call you. Invoking the power of love itself every time. I would have named you Ocean. Like I knew you'd be a little girl. Like I knew before I could realize your father only made you to make fun of me, that you'd be his karma. Bundled in the most lavish rage, but I couldn't bring myself to break another heart, make another baby with a father wound bigger than my own. A crib made out of shattered picture frame glass, too fragile to withstand a rolling stone. I would have brought you home into a place where no man was present to protect or provide. And you would have learned how lonely it truly is to have your mother be your everything when all you really needed was her time. Time that I would have to monetize into baby food, clothing, and our way of life. A sacrifice that you may never have asked for if you had a say. I thought about it for the few weeks that it took to do the right thing, and for each day I waited, wishing things were different. You grew a little bigger than the indifference. And so I didn't name you, just in time to memorialize all the ways I made peace with creating irresponsibly, so that when you finally arrived, you'd understand. I may have named you late, but I would never call you into pain.
Yes, girl. Yes. Okay, we're going to go back to the comments for a moment. Stephanie Seeger said, go poetry, yes, poets. Kevin Barnes said, love you, Maya. And author Debbie D is in the building. Hey, haven't seen you in a couple of weeks there, Debbie. She said, Kathleen Holt White, you do this. Come in here on Fridays. Okay. Thank you, author Debbie D. Poessence said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 snaps. Stephanie Seeger said, wow. And author Debbie D said, right on. Right on, Debbie D. Okay. All right. Welcome back to the stage. Drum roll. Geronimo speaks.
I never stood on the sandy shores of an Iraqi war. And I never stormed with troops through desert storm in boots. And I've never acted in a plan to take terrorist land from Afghanistan. But my therapist say, Jay, you got post-traumatic stress disorder. And in order to fight this disorder, you got to talk about your pains in this order. So speaking becomes therapeutic from this order. You're a street soldier. And in order to get over, your mind got to think colder and your tongue got to speak sober. So here we go. PTSD. Posted, trapping, selling drugs, popping tech, squeezing deserts. And I was in the midst of it as an adolescent. Yeah, that was a dose present, but I formed most of my scars from a dose sections. Have you ever been around someone smoking crack? The thick aroma smells like the stellest, wettest, moldiest bread. And I couldn't eat for a week after that. But you know what really made me weak after that? My first time seeing a body. I was maybe 7 probably. There I was on 92nd and Cottage Grove, right by the corner store, when I see a chase and pursuit, 12 gangsters all ready to shoot, pistol in hand, stumping out one man. Then I see him reach for the can, and you know what? I don't even want to talk about it. PTSD, huh? Pre-teen selling dope. Funny how quick you graduate to the real thing from selling soap, and they give it to you wrapped in hope. Ironic how they give you the blow and tell you a blow when Yale is for the low and jail is your new home as hell. You're on your own. I remember homie used to give us a dollar when we asked for it. Everything he had on it like he put cash on it. It went from let me get $1. Sure, shawty, if I got one on me. Try yo, let me get $1. Sure, shawty, pop this off for me. So, hey, yo, shawty, you want some extra dollars? He'll rock this up for me. And I remember the first time a fiend approached with some cream. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. PTSD, huh? Partner sinning, deacon. But it's too much money out here and me and my gas eating. And no one ever put a price tag on our worth. They say you gotta die to see heaven, but I want to see it here on earth. And all we don't do psalms, we read tatted out psalms on forearms and pray to the same God when it's wartime in sight. One time, it literally rained bullets for 40 days and 40 nights because we was the only black flood when it was drought season. But I'm looked at as a heathen. Shorty's forsaking Jesus, sending me and a God with that 30 piece. It is foolish, forsaking Jesus, sending him to God for 30 pieces like Judas. And I try to talk to him, but it's like I'm speaking in code. I was broken, short through the mud, lost loved ones, and I never denied God. I was on my job. What am I speaking in code? I said I was broken, trod through the mud, lost loved ones, and I never denied God. I was on my Job. But they say, Jay, try to run to the church. But all this church hurt got me thinking, like, is it worth it? Because Moses taught me even a holy staff can turn into serpents. And lately, it feel like my words don't got flow like a message in a bottle. Why when you walking with God, Judas got to follow? They try to tell me to pray to a wise God. Well, I'm talking to you now. All my life full of wise, God. Lately, it felt like the devil made a pact with God to unpack my life. I'm looking at God like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it. My therapist say, how could you heal if you never talk about it? All you do is talk around it. You live the life that most of these people would consider astounding. But at the end of the day, I don't even want to talk about it. You know? What's that piece?
Ooh, yes. Fire, son, in my Fredro Star voice, okay? Okay, back to the comments. Author Debbie D said, I invited a friend. Thank you, Debbie D. William Washington is in the building, and he said, soul stirring indeed with a heart. Poesson says, Stephanie Seegers, you need to come on to the stage eventually. Stephanie Seegers, come on down, girl. Okay. Stephanie Seegers said, okay, at Poessence. And William Washington says, Chi-Town legend indeed, 24/7, including leap year. He's that dude. And then William Washington said, fire, flowing for sure. Stephanie Seeger said, yes, sir. Fire. And Kevin Barnes said, that was great. Tony the Tiger, that was great. Okay. All right. Back to the stage. Drum roll. Maya the Bee.
Hey, quick shout out since my husband in here. Hey, come get your kids so I can do this last poem. Okay, so I was gonna change it up, but man, Geronimo hit that piece and made me want to change it up again. I'll let you decide, Mr. I was gonna change it up. You want me to do a political piece, or you want me to do uh, another mental health piece?
Um, it doesn't matter. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing, Maya.
We ain't been doing no political piece. I don't want to change the flow of the direction of what we've been doing tonight. So
Okay.
I guess I'll do my piece that I wrote for on my PTSD and anxiety and military past and stuff. So this one I had a hard time with. I wrote it called "Save Me." I'm hung in these waves, struggling to dig myself out of this grave, stuck with the craze of society's flaws, where we're measured by our pride in the book of other laws. I'm sorry. I hear some feedback. I hear some feedback somewhere. You don't hear that?
That's okay.
I got a bug in my ear. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me start over. I'm hung in these waves, struggling to dig myself out of this grave, stuck with the craze of society's flaws, where we're measured by our pride in the book of other laws. It's a shame how words can get you trapped in a clause, and I'm banging on the wall trying to hit pause. Now I'm burning in the flesh. I was determined to trade, imprisoned inside walls I created, looking to find shade. I let emotions get in the way when I was on a high, just putting on a charade. I'm a fool to the phase, trapped dead in the maze. All that was worth it fell out of my gaze. I was trying my best to get up off this floor, but my best is never good enough. I need more. You have to get me again. What are you testing me for? Every time I win a battle, I end up losing the war. My soul's getting cold. I try to be numb to the pain, but something inside me senses it like I'm going insane. This act is getting old, following this pattern I learned. I was told, don't quit, just fold and start a new world to fit with your mold. You try to guide a life stepping out of the box. I may be on safety now, but my hammer's still cocked. I chose to be blind, thinking ignorance would be bliss, but this list of regrets is balled in a fist. You used me for comfort when you were drowning in the sea, and I was a limb for you to add on to your tree. But where were you when I was shaking the branch with the plea, screaming for help? Who's gonna save me? Mirrored thoughts had me lost when I'm preaching to the choir, trying to ration the cost, hoping these jumpers believe me when I speak, repeating a manual that's false. I'm a hypocrite on the job, a secret traitor to their mob. But just like you, I'm looking to get through all these fostered ideals I want to hold true, judging myself while I'm trying to judge you. I'm guessing what's to come of this lesson we're living. There's no giving in the end. Born from sin, this life is stretched too thin. You're relying on an idol, putting too much faith in these men. But where's your support when you're facing the lions in the lion's den? I don't think I'm special. I'm just trying to fit in. But if I can't save myself, I switch with you for an end. And I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to see it coming. But you're leaving me in suspense at the expense of me fumbling. I can't save me, but who's going to save you? I can tell you a lot of lies, but who'll tell you the truth? I surprise myself sometimes manipulating the facts and drawing out of the lines. But they buy what I sell. I just don't want to be the one that cleans the mess when I fail. I know that's selfish, but I just kept them out of hell for a day. I could have told them it gets harder. The more you barter, you can jump. It's okay. Don't think I'm doing them a favor because they don't know it yet, but I could be taking their place. Everybody's dying trying to finish this race, tripping on everybody, and I'm just getting in the way. You speak of kindness like it's the hand holding the key, but I've been through that door before, and I'm sick of getting kicked in the chest to the point I can't breathe. I just keep giving what I can't receive, and I'm lying on the floor collecting dust and debris, being a cushion to their feet and pleading, who's gonna save me?
Muted.
Mz.KIR, we can't hear you.
Okay. Um, I was saying, author Debbie D said, "Thank you to the last two poets. I got my poetry inspiration. Bye for now." Poessence said, "Admire, let the words use you." William Washington said, "Mute the mics." Poessence said, "Fire," with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fire emojis. Stephanie Seeger said, "Yes, poet." William Washington said, I felt every word." He did the mic with 1, 2, 3, 4 fire emojis and another mic. Kevin Barnes did the snaps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. William Washington said, "Bravo, my sister, bravo." And Stephanie Seeger said, "Dopeness." Yes, dopeness indeed. Okay, back to the stage. Drum roll. Shy Moonlight.
I'm gonna end it with a love poem because I
Okay,
love
girl.
love.
Love is all we need in my Mary J.
Before
voice.
I was Shy Moonlight, I was Brit, the love poet.
Okay, girl. All right.
This piece is called Especially. Everything is Jill. You're gonna see it.
Okay.
We've been in the background of each other's lives for longer than you knew, because I have always known you. Through life's phases and changes, I never thought there would be a day that your lips touched my lips. But here we are, creating an amazingly beautiful love story, pinky promising forever together. And though I cannot predict exactly where life is taking us, I will happily follow you anywhere, in any weather, because you make me so happy. Provide the reprieve that I need from the weight of the world that has always been on my shoulders, always confirming, like the tattoo on my arm affirms, all you must hold on to is you. You reassure me that I'm worthy of the kind of love I never thought existed. Nakupenda, immensely and so intensely, purposely and intentionally, we are everything. Love is meant to be. Your touch reaches parts of me that only you can see. I am so consumed by you and intrigued by you. Every day I pray the best for you because you love me, especially different hits. So different now because I will only ever experience, especially with you. Peace.
You
Yes.
go, girl. Okay. Oh, all right. Drum roll for Poessence. Spoken word.
I'm back. Yay! That was dope. I love that. I love that poem.
Thank
Um,
you.
whew. Okay. This one is actually something that I do not remember if I've ever performed before, but since I was asked to go into the crates and I went in everywhere else but the crate, I'm giving Mz.KIR what she asked for.
That's right, Poessence. Digging them crates, girl.
All right. I must be honest. I wasn't raised in the midst of Philly's finest. I don't know how big downtown really is. In my neighborhood, I'm familiar with sidewalks on the sides of the street and big white houses with yards too big to be fenced in. In my world, I embrace love, life, and family, encouraging the youth to strive beyond the images that were painted for them. If you take a few minutes to look at the world through my eyes, you'll begin to visualize my life as it is. I don't know about a hustler, never been in the company of a drug dealer, only businessman. Can't say I've lived a life coherent to the life you live, so let me take you on a journey through the realm of my universe. 32981, I entered into a world of plenty, emerging through the world, emerging through the world of strain. My life was instantly granted. Within seconds, my life could have ended. Months of pain within my body, eyes filled with tears. Still found under I still felt under the strength to maintain. Excuse me. Months of pain within my body, eyes filled with tears. I still found strength to maintain. See, from with him, I couldn't begin to help you imagine what it is like to spend months in the hospital, hours under the knife, never knowing when my final days were coming to an end. For years, my home was behind the doors on 30th Street. See, CHOP was where I resided, and nurses were my childhood friends. To bring you to life from death is what I experienced twice in one lifetime. But God had a plan for my life, that I'm sure. Look beyond this human you see standing before you. Visualize me as a beacon of strength. Don't immortalize me, but embrace me. For I endured over 27 times of seemingly never-ending surgeries, putting faith in the hands of man to help correct what was damaged, putting my fragile life on the line just so I could be accepted, made physically better so maybe when I speak, you all can feel me. Open up your eyes and hear me. Don't give me your looks of sympathy, because ain't nothing to be sorry about here. Just give me your best wishes and encouragement. From conception to birth, from life to death, a struggle in between is destined. Never take for granted that what you see is what your eyes truly visualize. I'm a strong black woman with the glow of fear and fire in her eyes. Bred from love, I smile through the pain of endless diagnosis of a life that I will never truly be physically whole. Give me the benefit of your doubt. There was never a fire, so flames didn't get put out. I was born pretty, given an extra touch to make me different. I'm a unique human being who wears her marks of strength and faith proudly on her face. So sit back and relax and continue to enjoy this ride of getting to know me. Deeper than poetry, beyond the poet, poessence. Now you've connected with the inner side of me.
Mm.
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Okay. Show your love out there for Poessence, folks.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank you.
All right. I'm going to do a poem of mine. I hadn't planned on it until like a
Ooh.
few minutes ago. I'm like, let me do a poem for a
Come
change.
through, Miss
Oh.
Kier.
Okay. Miss Kira in the building. Capital KIR, keeping it real. That's me.
In the building.
A public service announcement book coming soon, folks. It's coming soon. All right. But this poem is not in the book. Anyway, this is called Tanisha's Story Part 2, the remix, because that's what I do. If anybody tell you about a remix, they got that from me. Okay. And I've said this before, but a lot of my poems are I see through the eyes of others. However, this particular poem is autobiographical. Still, drum roll for Tanisha's Story, the remix. This is the remix. This is the remix. Like the here it go. I am free, but a mystery to many. I am poetry formed in old school child, inking thoughts. I've sought my inner self through long journeys. I've got plenty shared testimonies. My life's verses poetic like Psalms and Proverbs. I bared many woes like Job. I prayed for Solomon's wisdom. God granted me many blessings like Jabez's prayers. He listened and heard my cries. So that was Tanisha's Story, the remix. And I'm going to do my signature poem, the Jazz Procession. And I'm going to be done after this. So, drum roll for the Jazz Procession. And shout out to Latasha Jimerson because she loves this poem. So, drum roll. Hope I still remember it. Okay. Those trumpets were blowing. Music was flowing, reminiscent of the days of Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, and all those jazz greats. Had a vision of Ellington and his band. Ellington was not a street. Dizzy Gillespie spoke to me through the trumpets. The sounds were melodic and hypnotic as they walked down the street. I joined in the procession. I asked the member in the band where they were going, told me to a land that's free, told me they were going to the real home of the brave before we were slaves. That jazz band played and played up the block and down the street. As they played, they made the music come alive as cars rolled by, tuning their horns to the vibe. That jazz band was thriving, taught me a lesson about the history of the music of the players within. It was a history session as I joined that jazz procession, dancing and returning to my roots. As I joined that jazz procession that was moving steadily down the street. And that was the Jazz Procession, an original poem by me, Mz.KIR. And I'm all done for that. Uh, Thank you all guest poets. Maya, would you like to give a shout out?
Yeah, okay. Shout out to my husband who was able to join the last minute, take care of the kiddos. Uh, oh, and y'all can find me, Maya B has how it looks on Facebook, and I'm on IG and YouTube as Maya B 13 ran together. Thank y'all.
Okay. Shy Moonlight, any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, of course. Always shout out to the Poetry family, Poetree. Shout out to Bugsy Calhoun. I love you. Thank you for everything. Shout out to my parents and my children. Shout out to all the poets. Power to the poets.
Power to the poets, yes. Poessence, would you like to give some shout outs?
Of course, of course. Shout out to my husband, Patrick, who is always behind the scenes supporting. Um, my little one, who is just in all of it. I've been able to publish not one, but two books. Um,
Okay,
and
girl.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Still working on some in the making. I gotta get to 8. I gotta get to 8. It's a challenge now. But Greetings, Kid, for giving the opportunity of us to be able to network and share our craft, our art, to listen to the transition of poets that sound like the most beautiful melody that you could ever listen to. I appreciate you for doing that. And to all the, you're welcome. To all of the poets on tonight, it was definitely an honor, definitely.
Indeed. Rosalia, any shout outs you would like to give?
Yes. I want to shout out everyone who participated today, everybody who commented on live Facebook, my family, my little Noonie bot, my granddaughter, and everyone who will watch this later. Shout out to
Yeah,
you for coming to check on us.
Yeah.
absolutely. And Geronimo Speaks, would you like to give any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out, all you guys. I like y'all different styles, like y'all twins. I don't know where y'all from, but I could definitely hear accent in some of you guys. I like you guys' imagery. You guys were amazing. Definitely, that's definitely inspirational. And shout out y'all. Like definitely let's connect. We do a lot down here in Chicago as far as the poetry scene, and let's connect. Shout out, for the platform. Thank you for following up and having me on here. It was truly humbling being in this lineup with you guys. If you guys want to follow me at Geronimo Speaks on all social media platforms. That's JeronimoSpeaks. That's Geronimo Speaks. So if you type it in on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever, Instagram, it'll be the same thing. Geronimo Speaks. Super easy to find. And yeah, thank you guys again for having me. I appreciate y'all.
You're welcome. And Geronimo Speaks will be a guest on Live with Mz.KIR on April 25th. Wait. Yes. I had to think of one. I'm like, then my shenanigans. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to my mom. She's not on here tonight, but I guess she'll be watching the replay. Shout out to my mom, who was a wonderful, awesome guest a few weeks back. Get your books, folks. Pretty Ugly. How Low Self-Esteem Nearly Ruined My Life. Good book. Not just saying that because that's my mom, but it's very profound, very inspirational. And my mom's a strong lady. Shout out to my mom. Okay. Also, shout out to Stephanie Seegers, Kevin Barnes, William Washington, author Debbie D, Donna Banks. Let's see who else. Francisca Nunez. Francisca. Let's see who else. My cousin, Zaranya Lewis. Shout out to my cousin Isha Yakov, who usually watches the replay, and my cousin Scott Jacob, who was a guest back in, what was that, October? Cuzzo, where you at tonight? Okay. Also, shout out to my mentor, Deborah, the Dictator Cheney of the Precious Promise Art Circle, because if it was not for Deborah, there would be no writer's block. So I have to acknowledge her always. Also, shout out to my wonderful children, T Noodle and Caden, aka Big Dude. Shout outs also to the rest of the viewers who will watch later on, and shout out to the performers next week. We'll have Carla Cherry, Hood Race Poet, Butterfly, my guest from last week, North Philly's Finest. So those are the performers for next Friday. And shout out again to Black Ice in Chicago. Black Ice. And we will be doing a part 2. So look out for that. And let's see, July 19th, 5:30 p.m., Donaldson Park in Highland Park, New Jersey. The Writer's Block, open mic, Grove 3A, open mic. So if you're in Jersey, Saturday, July 19th at 5:30, Donaldson Park in Highland Park, New Jersey, Grove 3A, open mic, the Writer's Block, annual open mic in the park. Signups will start around 5:10, 5:15-ish, around there, and open mic will start at 5:30. Let's see, what other announcements do I have? Joseph Rubin, aka Poetic Assassin, will be on Live with Mz.KIR on April the 18th. So you can check that out.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Joseph.
Yes. And you can also like and follow the Writers Block Poetry Collective page on Facebook. And Tanisha, aka Mz.KIR Poetic Lyricist, you could join the group. There's 2. You can join either one. It don't really matter. And let's see what else. I think I pretty much covered everything. So yeah, shout out to my past guests, all of them, and shout out to the future guests. And this is Tanisha, aka Mz.KIR, capital K, capital I, capital R, the poetic lyricist, keeping it real, because that's what I do. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to the wonderful, great performers tonight. Show yourself some love, folks. Thank you so much. This was awesome sauce. Okay. And as I say, be breezy and remember edges. Okay. Edges matter. Hashtag edges matter. Don't let nobody tell you that edges do not matter. They matter. See, edges matter. Okay. So this is Tanisha signing off. Hope everybody was breezy because I was breezy. And I will see you next week for the second part of the online open mic. Peace.